everyone. My name is Sam Castor. I am the CEO of Alovea. And I'm also the founder of a not-for-profit organization called Mana Relief. And tonight I'm going to introduce you to our company, which is called Alovea. Okay, so the purpose tonight is to share with you who we are, what we do, why do we do it the way that we do it, and what benefit could this mean to you. So Alovea is a public benefit corporation. Now, that may sound foreign to people. What is a public benefit corporation? It's a legal entity that has committed itself to a social mission. And by filing as a public benefit corporation, it gives legal status to providing all the funds that are necessary to fulfill that mission. So where did these public benefit corporations come from? They're actually pretty new. It started in Delaware and then started moving around around the country. In Texas, public benefit corporations actually got started in 2017. So it's relatively new, but it's a way to legalize what has been referred to as social business, social entrepreneurship. In other words, entrepreneurs that have started business to make a social impact in the world. They just needed a legal status, and that's what a public benefit corporation provides. Ooh, I love the title of this book because it's all about social entrepreneurship, and it's called The Disruptors. And it talks about social entrepreneurship strives to connect product innovation and cash flow of the for-profit industry with the heart, the passion, the purpose of the not-for-profit industry in order to provide sustainable solutions to the world's biggest problems. And oftentimes, these solutions are very disruptive to status quo. I mean, obviously, if you're changing something that's not working, that is going to be disruptive to current industries who dominate those segments of society. I like this book. First of all, I love the title, How to Change the World, because that's really what social entrepreneurship is all about, social business. And in this book, How to Change the World, he kind of gave a template, the author, David Bornstein, about what you need to do to be very effective in social business. He said, first of all, take on a global problem, a problem that no one else is really paying attention to, or nobody else has a good idea of how to fix. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity for your company, and the bigger the opportunity to make a change in the world. Number two, create an innovative or possibly disruptive new solution to that problem. Number three, tap into the passion that the public has for making that change. And finally, number four, find new ways to compensate those who wish to help champion your cause. In this publication, which is called Six Societies, it identifies what we now recognize as the world's absolute biggest problem. It is the growing epidemic of poor health and chronic disease in the world. 60% of our world's population now suffer from one or more chronic clinical illnesses. Chronic disease is the number one threat to our global economy. In the United States, it already consumes 20% of our gross national product, meaning 20 cents out of every dollar is spent to solve that problem, and it's growing every year. In other words, it's unsustainable. And if that wasn't bad enough about chronic disease, look at this prediction. Infectious diseases such as novel new viruses, sound familiar? Or drug-resistant new forms of bacterial infections are predicted to kill more people than cancer in the next 20 to 30 years. And finally, over 6 million children a year die of immunodeficient diseases. All these chronic illnesses and infectious diseases are proliferated by poor functioning immune systems. So what is wrong with our current system? Well, first of all, our current system is focused on an unsustainable way of dealing with it. What do? We medicate the symptoms of chronic disorders. That is the main way that we deal with chronic disease. because a lot of these things like autoimmune disorders and different forms of infections, there's just really just no good treatments for. So we have gotten into a sick care modality where we medicate the symptoms of chronic disorder. Now, the United States consumes over 50% of the total pharmaceutical drug intake in the world, with less than 5% of its population. So we're really good at medicating the symptoms of chronic disorders, and that should equate, right, to the best health in the world. Well, it doesn't. In fact, it's a dismal failure. The United States ranks last in the health of population of the top 19 industrialized countries in the world. So I think people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. It is time for an innovative solution, and that's why we've created Alovéa. Our goal at Alovéa is to provide cutting-edge nutritional technologies that can enhance our body's ability to protect, defend, and heal itself. That is called normal physiology. It takes very unique technologies to maximize those effects in the body, but that's what we're dedicated to doing. Now, here's something that's very unique about our company. All of our core technologies in this company have been developed by top scientists from around the world and donated exclusively to Alovéa. Why is that? Because everybody wants to be a part of something that is bigger than themselves. So whether it's you or me or people that we know, or the world's top scientists or the world's top doctors, people all over the world, are attracted to an organization that is dedicated to doing something that goes beyond just making money. And that's what social business is all about. That's why we get the best technologies. This is Dr. Santiago Rodriguez. He has developed the most powerful immune supporting technology that exists in the marketplace today. Normally, you would have to license that kind of technology as a company, but again, it was donated exclusively to our organization because we are dedicated to solving this problem, not only in the consumer's market of the world, but also to the world's most vulnerable, medically fragile children. Okay, Stanford Business School puts out this publication. It's called Stanford Social Innovation Review. And what they're doing is they're looking at what are the best practices within this new model of social business. The absolute best practice is what they labeled buy one, give one. Why is that so effective in social business? Number one, it connects consumers directly to your cause. In other words, they don't have to guess what you're doing next. A company like Tom's Shoes, when they sell a pair of shoes is donated. In our case, when someone purchases one of our products, a child is fed. Number two, consumers love to provide support through consumption. That's another reason why buy one, give one is so popular. And the third thing they said is buy one, give one. It is so effective, it is here to stay. You will see more and more companies, according to their review, doing the buy one, give one model. So here's some social business success stories. I just mentioned Tom's Shoes. Look, they've already donated over 60 million pair of shoes through their buy one, give one model. Warby Parker has distributed over 3 million pairs of eyeglasses from consumers that bought glasses from them. And a company called Soapbox, over 1.7 million bars of soap have been given for the simple reason that somebody has bought a bar of soap from Soapbox. So there's many more coming, like Bomba Socks, and you've heard of them, but they're coming. At Alovea, we have created our own buy one, give one model. We call it actually buy one, nourish two social giving platform. Why? Because every time a consumer chooses to nourish themselves, we're able to provide the same advanced nutritional support to a child in need. So buy one, nourish two, you and a child in need. In the Harvard Business Review, September 2010, in an article entitled, Can Entrepreneurs Save the World? They predict that social entrepreneurship will become the most powerful, profitable, and purposeful business in the 21st century. So it doesn't matter what business school you go to around the world, the most sought after curriculum in every business school today is social business. Why? Because there's an entire generation of young people that want their lives to account for more than just a paycheck. And I think every single one of us want to be a part of something that can make a difference in others' lives. This is a great book by David Bornstein and Susan Davis. He's probably the most prolific writer on social business. And in this book, Social Entrepreneurship, What Everybody Needs to Know, he talks about the evolution of this new business model called social entrepreneurship, social business. He goes 1.0 are social entrepreneurs that start up new companies and sell their products either at local stores or through online distribution. He said if they get traction and things start going well, then the entrepreneurs move to what is called social business 2.0. And that's social entrepreneurs who connect their products to major retailers. I go back to Tom's Shoes. They used to give away about 2 million pairs of shoes a year until they connected with major distribution partners like Macy's, Nordstrom's, and all of a sudden the contribution went to 20 million pairs of shoes. That's the power of connecting to large retailers. Now, why do retailers love this model? Number one, they make the same profit margin that they do from selling any other product, but now they get to sell a product that makes a difference. Number two, the social business itself is actually making the contribution out of their profit. So retailers just get to sell the product and get the glory, make all the money that they've always made. They love this. And finally, it's because there is huge consumer appeal to social business. A survey was taken a couple of years ago, might have been by Stanford, and they said 85% of consumers say they want to make purchases that support social causes. Why? Because it's the 21st century way of giving. Instead of writing a check, I just consume products that I want to consume anyway. This is a quote by a famous philosopher by the name of Margaret Mead in the 60s and 70s. She said something very profound that contributes to this discussion of evolution. She said, never depend on institutions or governments to solve any problem. All social movements are funded, guided by, motivated, and seen through by the passion of individuals. As David Bornstein says, he said, so therefore, the next part of this evolution will be what he called social business 3.0. He said it's coming. 3.0 will be concerned with building platforms that enable more or all people to participate and profit from social businesses by building teams and teams of teams to facilitate the rapid circulation of new ideas and solutions at a global level. So we took everything that we learned from this, and that's what we decided to do in Alovea. Now, having said that, this is the father of social business. His name is Mohammed Yunus. And this is a 2005 Nobel Prize recipient for the creation of a concept called microfinance, which is the #1 for-profit strategy for dealing with global poverty. And in his book entitled Building Social Businesses, he gave us wisdom through 2 points. He said, first of all, create a non-dividend social business to protect the mission and its participants from the greed and manipulation of shareholders. What's that mean? He said, you have to have a for-profit business in order to create sustainable funding, but there's always a conflict between profit takers and social mission. So he said, after all the trial and error we went through, here's my advice: create a non-dividend social business to eliminate, that conflict to the greatest degree. The second thing that he said is that every major not-for-profit organization in the world should either own or leverage social business for sustainable impact. He said, because in the 21st century, charitable giving is just not going to cut it. So that's what we've done at Alovea. First of all, Alovea was created by two global not-for-profit organizations for that very reason. Number one, Manna Relief. That's the organization I founded over 20 years ago. We provide the world's most advanced nutrition to malnourished children and to medically fragile children all over the world. The second organization is NCMN, which stands for Nation Changers Movement and Network. It's an organization that provides schools of finance and leadership and city transformation. And they're located in Seoul, Korea. But we combined our two efforts to create Alovea and registered it as a public benefit corporation. So how do the revenues of our social business actually get distributed and utilized? It's a good question, because are you a not-for-profit? Are you a for-profit? Where does the money go? How do you account for it? Well, first of all, to the left, we pay for our products that are either sold or donated. So a portion of all of our revenue goes to pay for the products that we're either selling or giving away. Number two, on the right, we also have to cover the cost of operations and global expansion. So we're investing in ourselves. Now, as a social business, we can operate on a shoestring, because we don't have to put on pretenses of great big successful organizations and high-rise buildings. We work out of a social business center. And you know what? We can facilitate the needs of the entire world through that social business center. So it's a very economical way to run our business. But we also put money into our expansion so that if we're going to solve a global problem, we've got to be in the global market. Number three at the top, social business 3.0. This is how we reward our social business partners. And our rewards program cover our three basic forms of distribution. The first form of distribution that I'm going to tell you is that we borrowed the compensation of the fundraising industry. Fundraising is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And the challenge with fundraising in the market today, like programs that are raising money for children's uniforms and school band equipment and all that sort of things in local churches, is people are sick and tired of selling junk, right? Cookie dough, chocolate bars, popcorn. Why? Because nothing of value is exchanged with their donor. And a lot of times donors just said, keep your stuff, right? I'll just give you $20. Well, we've developed some very unique products specifically for that industry that provide for the first time a healthy alternative to junk. So fundraisers make the same margins they always have. They get a much better product. Their donor base is ecstatic because we change the quality of their life. They make the same money they would make selling junk, but as the added benefit to it all, they all get to participate in meeting the needs of the world's most vulnerable children. We love that model. The second model that we borrowed is called affiliate marketing. Actually, that was truly developed by an organization called Amazon. You might have heard of them, right? So they reward people for driving traffic to their website. It's called affiliate marketing. Sometimes this is also point of sale marketing. So for instance, if someone has a healthcare facility and they have a client base, they can sell our products right over the counter to their consumer base. And then last but not least is we reward people for building teams and teams of teams. And we borrowed that compensation model from the direct sale industry. And then we also provide experience trips for our social business partners. We believe it's really important to go see the impact of what we're doing in the world. And so, for instance, one of the trips that we love to take is down to Mexico. Our distribution partner in Mexico that helps us meet the needs of the most vulnerable in Mexico is the former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, and his wife, Marta. So we go down there, we have dinner with them. We tour the Fox Center, which is like a presidential library. We go out and visit the hospitals and orphanages where our products are going and making an incredible difference. And we have a lot of fun on these experience trips. So you got to come with us. And we also have incentive campaigns where we get to give away fun things like iPads and iWatches and whatever. You know, just fun things to give away, just to reward people for the activity of sharing who we are and what we're doing in the world. And then finally, at the bottom, what happens to the profits that come into this company? Well, they're used for expanded projects that either Alovea, Manna Relief, or NCMN want to attach to this model. Now, I'm saying all this to say that we have no shareholders in this company. We're owned completely by two not-for-profit organizations. And so we don't have to worry about shareholder equity. We don't have to worry about the conflict between profit taking and social mission. Everything that we do, every penny that we generate goes right back into our business to build the most dynamic social business that the world has ever seen. We are the first social 3.0 business that is registered as a public benefit corporation. It's just incredible the track that we're going to create for other organizations to run on. I tell people when I'm talking in public sometimes, I believe that when we're done, they will write textbooks about what we've done, because no one has been able to take on a problem as significant as this in the world and be successful. And I think we have the product technologies that have been donated. We have the perfect model. We have the perfect compensation programs to reward industries for doing what they already do in a much more meaningful way. And so finally, why Alovea? For all of you that are watching this for the first time, first of all, at the very core of what we do is better health, right? Again, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're nervous about what is going on in the world, take the most advanced technologies to enhance your body's ability to protect itself, to heal itself, to defend itself against whatever the attacks come. And that's what we do better than anybody in the world. Some people say, well, I get free sick care, not sure I can afford better health. Well, our business, the social business, qualifies you for all small tax business tax breaks, small business tax breaks, which means that just because you're in our business, you can save thousands of dollars a year for writing things off that you normally do every day. If you're a W-2 employee, you don't get these tax breaks. The last big tax bill that was passed put a lot of extra emphasis in small business. Why? Because small business runs America. So you get to qualify for all of those maybe for the first time. So not only can you afford to buy your products every month, you can make extra money regardless of your success. Some people just want to do it part-time to get their products paid for. Guess what? You not only get your products paid for, but you'll earn extra income that comes to you through this tax break program. Next, hey, listen, we're a purpose-driven organization. Help us change the world. You know, how do you lead a life of significance? By investing yourselves in things that really make a difference, that go beyond what's in it for you. And that's what social business is so good at providing, is that platform for changing the world. We have a success system in our business that is based off of giving. I'm not going to go into that today. We'll do that on another talk. But listen, if you can give, you can be successful in our business. And finally, it is financially rewarding to be a social business partner. Help champion our cause, and it will change your life in every way that you can possibly imagine. Thanks for joining us tonight. Blessings to you guys, and good night.